Good afternoon, good morning, hello. I'm Milan Levis, your financial empowerment mentor. And today I want to tell you that I decided to offer you a series of mini classes that are focused on managing your money intentionally. I've been asked by a few women in my group to talk about where the beginners, in terms of saving money, in terms of growing wealth, where the beginners of savvy money management can start, and also some questions about saving for retirement and maybe saving for emergency funds. So as you may know, I like to always approach things in terms of bigger picture. So I decided that I'm going to offer you a series of hi Nakisha, thank you for being here. I'm going to offer you a series of mini classes, and today I want to start with a mini class that will focus on competing financial priorities, which we all have. We all have different financial priorities in life, and I want to share with you some human biases that we all have and how to approach this competing financial priorities. So let me start with the interesting research that I came across. 60% of baby boomers are more afraid of running out of money in their retirement than death. More afraid of running out of money in the retirement than death. 60%. This is horrible statistics, to be honest with you. And another research that was another statistics in this research was that average American has 17,000 saved in their retirement account for the future. So this is very alarming numbers. I also heard statistics about millennials. Millennials now very inspired by cryptocurrency market, and a few of them feel that it's a very good idea to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on their credit cards, and basically, bet on this investment as their way to become millionaires. And the last statistic I want to share with you is that 70% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years because of issues with the cash flow. So you can see that all of this information that I came across points to the importance of being really smart and savvy about managing your money. Whether it's your personal money or whether it's your business money. So from personal experience and from experience of many other women I come across, the planning for financial future is essential, as well as ability and not only ability but also willingness to learn how to manage your money intentionally. Robert Kiyosaki famously said, it's not about how much money you make. I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly. It's not about how much money you make. It's how much money you keep and how hard it works for you. So that's why I keep saying that I want to share my experience and my knowledge of managing money intentionally, because I think that it's one of the essential skill set for becoming financially independent and for building a comfortable retirement. I just want to tell you that I cannot guarantee you, becoming financially free within like a year or two. I was not able to do it myself. It took me 7 years to become financially free. But I want to give you the key to open the money cage, so to speak, so you will feel free and you will have freedom of choice. So I want to talk today about competing financial priorities and human biases, because I just want to tell you that even people who have a very comfortable income are not necessarily, very savvy money managers of their money, because many of them spend more than they make, even though they make a lot. So this, the need and the, I would say the important skill set about managing your money intentionally is very important for people from all walks of life, not only those who make not a lot of money. It's very important for pretty much everybody, especially for women, because women tend to feel more financially insecure in life than men. So I'm talking about becoming financially independent, from the perspective of managing money intentionally. But we all, like I said from the beginning, we all have competing financial needs, financial requirements. So the challenge here is that human beings are predisposed to certain biases. So let me just share with you some of these biases, because I believe that awareness of these biases will allow you to see maybe bigger picture when it comes to managing your money. Because again, I want you to approach your building your wealth and growing your nest, so to speak, for maybe becoming financially independent or retire from the point of being strategic. Okay, so the first bias that I want to share with you is the bias of presence. So we all wired to take care of our immediate needs, first of all, and it's understandable. So like, according to Maslow hierarchy of needs, we first have to take care of our immediate needs, and then eventually, graduate to looking for self-fulfillment and actualization. So this natural need to satisfy immediate financial needs is understandable, but at the same time, for some people it could be used as an excuse, because it's difficult for some people to envision events in a distant future. So they only see like what they need or want to have right now. And yet it's important to manage the needs in your future, especially if you have family, if you have kids. It's important to manage the financial priorities in terms of immediate priorities and future priorities. So that's what financial professionals refer to as a presence bias, and it's very common. A lot of women, for example, they feel like, I want this car right now, or I want to go on this vacation right now, or something like that, and or maybe something more immediate, maybe to send your kids to the private school versus public school, whatever your immediate financial priorities may be. Just I would like to invite you to see a bigger picture of your priorities, and maybe incorporate your immediate needs into the bigger picture, because there are distant events that you also need to plan for and be aware of. The next bias, it's very similar somewhat to the presence bias, is linear thinking. So we tend to have, like, on our to-do list or priority list, we have, like, immediate needs lined up, right? And whatever is kind of far away, we feel that, I will have time to take care of this. And this is important to be aware of as well, because what comes later may be easier for you if you start planning for this earlier, especially for young children, for young adults, you know, in their maybe 30s, who don't think about retirement at all at this age, and they pretty much spend what they have, sometimes more what they make. So it's very important to see things in perspective, not only in a linear way of thinking about your financial needs down the road, because the sooner you start, the easier it would be for you to manage your financial responsibilities. So I just want to say that when it comes to managing your financial priorities, it's a good idea to see things in light of your overall big picture, what you want to experience in life, what you want to achieve in life, as well as your values, right? So I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in terms of how your values play into your managing your financial priorities. But that's the bigger picture that I want you to approach your financial priorities from. So the next bias that I want to share with you is the availability bias. So a lot of women feel that, and I'm talking women because I work with women, right? But I'm sure that men have this as well. So people feel that what they have right now, the income that they have right now, is, you know, going to be there for them, you know, as long as they need it. And as you know, in life, sometimes things happen, and you know, challenging situation happen at the worst possible time usually. So it's a good idea to be proactive in terms of your financial priorities. If you have a you know, good income right now, start thinking about how you want to use these resources for maybe something that you want to have down the road, whether it's maybe have a beautiful house, or send your children to a good college, you know, whatever it is, whatever this financial priority is for you. Once you have a good income, don't just use it all. Be very mindful and be very intentional about managing your money that you have right now, because it's life, right? Life happens, and we all need to be prepared and you know, avoid stress as much as possible. So the next bias that I want to share with you, that is also very common, is a busy bee bias. So when I say busy bee, it's you know, I'm talking about all those entrepreneurs and business owners and professionals who very busy, you know, in their businesses or their jobs. They providing services, they're making very good money, but they don't make time to manage their money, to make their money work for them. So basically, they're so busy working that you know, they really don't make time or don't have time to find a way to make their money work for them. And some of them maybe rely on outsourcing, managing their money to financial professionals, and then feel disappointed. I cannot stress enough how important it is for everybody to feel financially empowered, to feel that, you know, I know what I expect from my money, and I, you know, if I work with financial professional, I know what to ask. You know, specifically what I need to ask them for, what I need to have in my portfolio, etc. So what else I wanted to share with you? I have my notes here. Let me just take a look. So yeah, so I just want to, on the last point, I want to say that it's very important that, you know, if you one of these busy bee entrepreneurs or professionals, it's very important that you learn how to diversify your investments, so you grow your money in a strategic and you know, kind of prudent way, not gamble with some, get quick overnight schemes just because maybe you behind in your retirement plans and you just want to expedite something. Some people jump into not very reliable investment opportunities, just trying to catch up. So to kind of summarize this biases that affect our financial priorities, and I believe that awareness of these biases could help you to manage your financial priorities. I want to ask you to ask yourself these two questions, very simple questions, and you may want to write it down. What are your short and long-term financial priorities in life? What are your short and long-term priorities in life? That's question number one. And question number two is, what are your core values in life that are really important to you to feel more joy and to experience more joyful and fulfilling life? What are your core values in life that will that are so important to you that you feel that having these values in your life will allow you to feel more, experience more joyful and fulfilling life? So these questions will really help you to sort out your financial priorities, because like for example, for me, one of my core values is freedom. So when I was working for Wall Street companies, or when I was just building my investment business, I always had this in mind, that it's not the car that I drive, it's not the house that I live in. Until I become financially independent, I really didn't feel that anything else would matter to me, because I wanted to make sure that I can have a freedom of choice. So that's me, right? So I think that it might be very interesting exercise for you to really ponder upon your core values that you want to keep in mind when you deal with competing financial priorities in your life. So I want to make sure that we have a little bit of time, because I want to tell you that for the next 3 days, so today was the first mini class, for the next 3 days, which is, today is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm gonna share with you some tips, some experiences that I believe could help you to learn more about financial freedom rules, and also golden rules of wealth creation. So that's what I'm going to talk about. That I'm going to talk about 3 levers of managing money intentionally, which I think could be very very important for you. So make sure that you tune in to this mini class tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and also Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be here teaching mini classes on managing your money intentionally. And something else that I want to share with you that I'm super excited about. So tomorrow I'm gonna make a very, very important announcement. Probably start in my group. So if you're not in my group, maybe you want to join. It's a wealth building for powerful women. So tune in tomorrow. Very important announcement. Very important that you know about this announcement on time, because I'm going to offer some amazing gifts. So I'm just giving away a little bit too much, but I hope I will see you again here tomorrow. And until we meet again, stay empowered, and sending you much love.